Are you ready? I said, are you ready? You are listening to Voice of the Fans Sportscast, brought to you by none other than the voices of the fans. Discussing football, basketball, news, trending topics. The one-stop shop for all things sports. Voice of the Fans Sportscast. Hosted by none other than Ben Swift Reynolds, Taylor Gatwood, 100% RC, Professor Damian Flowers, and Tyler Wright.
Hey guys, welcome to this special episode of Voice of Fan Sportscast. I'm your host, Ben Swift Reynolds. We have a special guest with us, Thomas from On the Hot Podcast. What's up, man?
Hey, glad to be here. Appreciate y'all for having me on the show. I'm really excited about today's episode, so thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. We very excited to have you on. And
Yes,
of course, we have Professor Flowers, the one and only.
The one and only.
The one and only, the man, myth, and legend.
I like the way you say
that. Man, Thomas. So I know you do your own podcast on the hop. Man, how did that get started? Where that come about?
So, how I started the podcast, I would say it's 2020 during COVID, late of that, before the vaccines and stuff like that came out. Me and my friends were deciding what to do. We always talk about sports. We always love watching sports. So I thought to start our own podcast. It took us some time, 5 to 6 months, to finally getting rolling. So I started with a group of 5 to 6 guys. Sometimes, like, you could get busy with outside life. So I'm the host, so I take it on my back to carry the podcast every single week, regardless of who's available or not. In my eyes, I see a next man up, so I step up and provide the podcast each and every single week. But yeah, my love for sports really got me into doing podcasting.
All right, that's good right there, man. Especially when you have a team and you can like intertwine different people come in and out, and that's good though. I think especially with a sports podcast, it's good to have multiple people, multiple opinions. I think that make it fun and exciting to hear different takes. So you almost like us. We started during the COVID. We really got started during COVID too. Got a little downtime, allowed downtime, and we decided like, hey, let's get it going. Let's get this thing started. So here we are. And I forgot what episode we're on. We're like 159, episode 159. So we've been doing it for 3 years, 2.5 years, something like that.
That's what's up.
Yeah, you kind of lose track of time, cause you know how time go by fast. So you usually stream on YouTube, or you do it through Apple, Spotify, something like that.
So I normally do, if I do live, I'll go Instagram live, so the viewers, if they have something to say, can chime in, or people that want to watch. Or if I'm by myself, I normally pre-record the episodes, upload them to the platforms like Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Apple Podcasts. So that's what I normally do if I do it by myself or with others.
Okay. What's your favorite sport?
You said what?
What's your favorite sport?
Oh, football, all the way. I'm a football guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Name of the podcast, On the Hop, man. Come on now.
Hey, you never know.
That's what they used to tell us. On the hop. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get on the hop, man.
You never know.
You can't walk in practice.
So a lot of people like, man, y'all talk a lot of football. Like, no, we do other things too. But football is American sport. It's the you know how baseball was American pastime. Now that's football.
I can say the same thing as well. Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, we're gonna talk a lot about football because it's all year round. That's what it seemed like.
Yeah.
So as you can see, Thomas, we ripping our teams, the Saints, we got the Colts. RC's a 49ers fan. Gatwood is the Deshaun Watson fan. He used to be a Texans fan until Watson just decided to go in massage parlors. Then Gatwood was like, man, that's it for me too. I think Gatwood was seen a couple times in massage parlors. So he do everything. He do everything Watson do. So
Off the Cleveland.
Yo,
So right now, Gatwood is in Cleveland too with Watson, and T. Wright, man, he's a Saints fan just like me. We repping who that nation. So who your team is, Thomas?
Oh, I'm a Cowboys fan. I guess you could say I was brought into it when I first started watching football. My father's a Cowboys fan, so I learned from him. Even though it's been some tough times over the years, a lot of heartbreaking moments, I stuck through thick and thin as a diehard Cowboys fan. So hopefully I get to see my shining moment one day or another. Hopefully it's in the future, not 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now.
In the real future. But that's not the kicker, though. You got to tell people where you're from. That's what got me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So I told them before we came on. So I'm from Maryland. I'm about 20 minutes away from Baltimore. I don't believe in the home team thing. I believe in if you like the team, you like the team. If you can go out to see your team and support them, that's how I feel about it. But yeah, I don't believe in rooting for your home team. Never believed in that.
Okay.
You also 30 miles away from Washington, also the Commanders, right?
Yeah, not too far away from the Commanders either. Yeah.
He said bump both of those teams.
I respect the Ravens, but y'all know how I feel about the Commanders.
Commanders,
That's a new ownership now. So
who are they? What are they? And they're almost like a minor league teams. Who knows? But yeah. They working on a new name. We're gonna see how that goes. I feel like they're gonna mess that up too.
I'm thinking they're gonna go back to Redskins.
I was gonna say that too.
He already came out.
Back to Redskins.
He shot that ship down. He said nope. He said that's in the past. We leaving it in the past. I'm like, bro, you missed a golden opportunity because Native Americans has came out. They even did a poll. Native Americans, they wanted that that name. And then they were even embracing it, like they was being intertwined with the organization. Actually, I heard this. I forgot which podcast this was, but the old Washington Redskins logo was actually a guy who's part of the organization. He was an Indian. They made the logo from his face. So come on, man.
I never really saw the issue with it, but it is what it is. I think they should bring it back. I can't see really any fitting names for that organization at this point.
Right. Like them Native Americans, they took that over. They ran with it.
I will admit I was getting fond of the Washington football team. I like
the Washington. If they're gonna go to the name, go to Washington football team. I like that. Just playing. That's what they are playing. Just stick with that. So I have a video to show y'all. I think we're gonna have a show Tuesday. So starting Sunday or Monday, we're gonna take fan questions. So we got a new intro for it. So check it out. So there we go. Fan posts. It's where the fans send their questions for the show, or you can come on the show and ask the question yourself. Flowers, I know we talked about keep it respectful as y'all come on the show.
We'll keep it classy.
Keep it classy. So fan posts.
There's a disclaimer.
Yep, disclaimer. That's what we need to do on the post. We put the disclaimer.
You go low, I go to hell.
Pick your poison, huh? Pick which one you want to do.
No, I'm gonna keep it clean.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun with it. So fan posts, I believe we're gonna start it Sunday, and y'all can send y'all questions in, and also send them in Monday. And like I say, if you want to come on the show and talk about it, then do it. Ask the question. All right. As y'all know, the Lions beat the Chiefs in a stunning fashion, And so I want to show this clip of Dan Campbell real quick talking about this win.
I didn't learn anything. I got verification on what I already knew. And this is a resilient team. It already was a resilient team, and we added pieces to that resilient team. So we're built to handle some stuff, and we did that today against a very good opponent.
Well said, Coach. So the Lions beat the Chiefs 21-20. Let's start with you, Thomas.
Yeah, watching last night. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm about to ask you, were you surprised by this Lions victory yesterday night?
I will say I am. I really wasn't expecting them to come into Arrowhead in a hostile environment. The Lions really haven't been in a big time stage to prove who they really are over the last few years. They're really coming into their own now. Last year they started off 1-6, started the season 1-6. Had a quick turnaround, a good second half turnaround, finished the season 9-8, barely missing the final wild card spot in the NFC. So to see them last night pull off this win against the Chiefs on banner night, I really am surprised that they pulled this off. I like Dan Campbell's message that they're coming to anybody who they step up to.
Oh, he was getting good too. He'll be right back. So yeah, man, Dan Campbell, he said, man, he was expecting to win. You know, he wasn't into like we the underdog. He was expecting to win. Go ahead and finish your statement.
Oh, I was saying, yeah, I was really surprised how they played last night, and I'm really expecting to see them as contenders this year. I don't know about y'all, but I'm really high on the Detroit Lions this year.
Yeah, me too. Flowers, was this a big win for the Lions, or was this a big loss for the Chiefs?
I think this is a big statement win for the Lions because morale, for one, what Dan Campbell's been preaching in the locker room, everything's come to fruition. They won 9 in the last 11 games. You know, we look back last year, and we were talking backstage, me and Ben, and I think we all wanted to pick the Lions the other day.
Yeah.
Of course, I had them on upset alert. I had the Chiefs on upset alert. I've been feeling that way for about a good month. And when Travis Kelce went out, I definitely felt like they were probably going to be in trouble. I'm proud of the Lions, man. It just shows you if you give somebody time, you know, to build something from foundation up, and you just watch it grow. And Dan Campbell has done such a great job. And I think we can also say that they had a great draft this past offseason. You had Laporta out there catching passes. You had Jahmyr Gibbs showing flashes of what he can do. The Branch kid from Bama took a pick six back. Jack Campbell, you know, flashes, great plays, you know, playing in the middle of the field. So I think the Lions are well set to win the division. And we all picked them to win the division, of course. But everything's coming to fruition with the Lions. They're going to be a tough team. And shout out to the offensive line. I've been on Ben about that. You know, I told him in the chat last night, man, Chris Jones is somewhere grinning like the Grinch, man. He's grinning ear to ear because they manhandled that front seven. And I'm not saying Kansas City's defense is not good because they're pretty good, pretty snappy. They're young. So they got a lot of pieces still coming into themselves. But when you have an impact player like Chris Jones not playing, they can't, you know, attack that inside and collapse the pocket. Man, it allows a lot to happen. And you've seen Montgomery and you've seen Gibbs, you know, especially at the end of the game when they just hit them in the mouth and took it down the field and won the game big boy style. So shout out to Dan Campbell and the Lions.
Yeah, one thing that stood out, a couple of things stood out to me in this game. You know, the Chiefs D-line definitely missed Chris Jones. They was being wrecked in the trenches. And I know, Flowers, you pointed to this, like why Lions stopped running the ball because they were winning that battle. And as you saw, when the Lions stopped running it, the game started getting a little out of hand. If they would have stuck with it, I feel like they probably won by, you know, 7 to 10 points because of how they were keeping Mahomes on the sideline, and they'll just land Jared Goff and David Montgomery and Gibbs do their thing. And for the Chiefs, I feel like they gotta look at themselves in the mirror, like, okay, you know, we had chances but we screwed up. You know, we can't always rely on our veteran guys like Kelsey, and when they at Hill, we can't always rely on them guys. We need y'all guys, y'all young guys, to step up. We saw unfortunately events happen to Tony. I never seen Tony drop passes like that. He usually sure-handed, but I don't know. It was just week one for him not concentrating. Yeah, that's another thing. That's why I allude to. Like, is it he wasn't concentrating? He wasn't prepared, because it was just little mishaps like that cost him big time. Cause that pick six, I feel like, was the turning point in that game. Definitely. If that didn't happen, I felt like the Chiefs gonna score again at that point of time. It's just like the momentum. You felt the momentum all going to the Chiefs at that moment. Kind of Lions, like I said, they got away from what they were doing best, and it just went their way. Before our guys said, "All right, Lions, we're gonna give you this one," and Tony, he gift wrapped that pick six. So shout out to Brian Branch for getting that. And the Lions, they looking scary, man. They can like Flowers, you said earlier too, they scrappy. Like, that's the best kind of defense you want, because you can create turnovers. Aiden Hutchinson. Man, I have this crazy stat from Aiden. Of course, Flowers know I love Pro Football Focus.
You can use them on them ends, baby.
All right. So they said Aiden had 7 pressures. He had a 20.5% pass rush win rate. So he had 5 pressures on 3rd and 4th down. Is he coming into his own right now? Is that what we're seeing?
Oh, yes, you're seeing it, no doubt. You're seeing it right now. And shout out to the Houston kid from Jackson State on the other side, number 41. Both of them, tit for tat. Had Mahomes stepping up, running for his life last night. That's going to be a problem for the Kansas City Chiefs. I didn't realize Donovan Smith was their left tackle. I also used to watching him, commit penalties in Tampa Bay for the past few years. And Jawan Taylor, we seen it last night with Jawan Taylor, with him the way he was lining up, him jumping a half second before the ball came out, about 15, 20 times. But they finally called.
Right.
I was about to say that too. Getting a head start in between the whole entire game off the line of scrimmage.
Man, he was already back by the quarterback by the time they hiked the ball. He was already gone at this thing.
He's not gonna be able to do that. He's not gonna be able to do that too much more. I mean, you had 27 million people watching the game last night, so we all seen it. You had the guy that comes in and talk about the refs. He talked about how bad it was. So Taylor's gonna have to clean that up. There's a lot of hungry pass rushes in the AFC West.
Yeah, got Patrick Mahomes doing a lot more moving around than usual. Like that back pedal, like that should have been an interception right there when he got pressure near his end zone and he just threw it off his back foot. It went off. I forgot what corner it was. What maybe CJ Gardner.
Might have been.
It might have been him. Went off his tip. I know he touched the football too. That he could have had an interception. So Patrick Mahomes, he got lucky. So I'm in with this. The Lions' first win. They start 1-0 since 2017. So shout out to those guys. All right, let's get to. Oh yeah, I want to show this one clip for the Lions fans. I know they celebrating. They were calling in the radio shows, talking their ish. So y'all continue to talk. Y'all deserve it.
Pick six. Come on. I can't help it.
His wife. Hey, his wife said, "Stop that foolishness."
Hey, one more misstep. He was ready to have to watch the highlights the next morning.
Right.
Let that man celebrate Mrs. whoever that is.
When last time you saw a lot?
Thank you. Say it out loud, man.
When last time you saw Lions have a pick six?
Just have some control. Just have something to be proud of. Man, you gotta let that man have his moment.
Yeah, I do the same. I do the same thing with Saints. Craig Turner, I'll be jumping them down, shouting. That's how my family know the Saints are doing good when they hear me shouting, jumping around. And so they like, oh, they doing good. If they don't hear no noise coming from the living room, yeah, don't come in there. All right, let's move on to our game picks. Y'all ready?
Let's get it
So
on.
Thomas, we do this every week. We do game picks, and we at the end of the week we try to see who had the most wins, and we talk noise. It's like bragging rights. Last year, Gatwood won the week 1 through 17. Like he won. He had the most total picks, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, he's our champion from last year. So it's just something that we like to do. Keep things competitive.
Second
All right.
place, Thomas. Second place.
You know, Thomas, I had a slow start. If I would have started off fast, it would have been over for those guys. I'm just say that right now. I'm just putting it out there. All right, Flowers. Panthers versus Falcons. What do you expect from these two teams?
Atlanta's at home, right?
Yes.
I'm going with Atlanta. Let me tell you why. I just think they're a little more seasoned than Carolina. Is Brian Burns going to play, or is he still holding out?
I haven't heard anything.
That's an
new yet.
issue. That's an issue.
Yeah, he's
Key
the
issue
best.
right there. The main issue, though, you know what? That's not even the main issue. The main issue with me and Carolina is the offensive line is terrible. All right. Bryce Young, as I've been on Bryce Young for the longest, as you know, he's going to stand up. He's going to deliver the ball. He's going to do everything he's going to try to do. I just don't think that they have enough for the kid right now. I just think Atlanta's more seasoned. They'll be able to run the ball. You'll be able to see the additions on the defense, take advantage of Carolina. Like I said, nothing against Frank Wright. I watched Frank Wright for the last 6 years. He's always been on the slow start of things, and you kind of pick it up towards late. So I'm going to go with Atlanta.
Okay. Thomas, are you keen on Bryce Young in this game? That's who you looking at?
I'm looking at Bryce Young, and I'm also seeing how the Atlanta Falcons going to look in their second season with Arthur Smith at the helm, being the head coach with the team. Last year, they went 7-10. Yeah, 7-10. That NFC South was not really impressive last year, but they went 7-10 last year. I'm looking to see what they can do against Bryce Young. I saw a lot of problems during the training camp and the preseason games with the offensive line for the Panthers, not really giving Bryce Young much protection in the pocket. I think if that pass rush can get to him, it could be a long day for him in his first rookie game. And I think that I think the Falcons are going to win that game. I can see them running the ball down their throat. Arthur Smith, when he had Derrick Henry, when he was offensive coordinator with the Titans, he loves a running back that can get him a lot of yards. And I think that they're going to capitalize on that. I will say I am looking forward to seeing what they could do offensively outside Bijan Robinson, because I feel like they underutilized Kyle Pitts for a long time. I want to see what Desmond Ridder could do his first year as the starting quarterback.
He can't do squat.
What's that?
I said, he can't do squat. I can answer that for you.
This is a Saints guy talking. Remember this time.
Drake London. So, I really do want to see how this is going to play out, because I do believe that y'all's division is wide open right now.
That's true. That's true.
Well said.
Yeah, with Bryce Young being 5'5", there's gonna be a lot of issues right there. Him getting pressure in his face.
Come on, man.
What? You know, that's something to worry about. You know, with them big DNs getting their hands up in the air. You know.
Hey, have you ever heard Bryce Young talk?
No. I heard a couple times.
I'm saying he is so confident. So you calling him short is not gonna phase him. He's been
calling him short.
Call him
short. Just say he's 5'5", you know.
Just call him.
Is that an insult because he's the Panthers quarterback?
Yeah.
I mean, you showed a clip of him in the off season, him taking snaps, him looking like a baby. Come on, man.
Yeah, he look like a dang toddler out there. Like, you know how you hear Mighty Mites? They get on kids' uniforms.
Wow. So you think you're going to look smaller than Kyler Murray in the pocket back there?
Yeah, I think Kyler Murray is like 200 pounds maybe. Kyler, he's a Mighty Mouse. That's what he remind me of. That's what Kyler remind me of, Mighty Mouse. But Bryce, man, I don't even know. They say he's 180. I don't even think he's 180. I don't think he's like 170 something.
190. Come on, man. He's 190.
You really think he's 190?
Yeah. Yeah, about 190, man.
I don't know, Flowers. I'm 210.
You know, he don't look too much far from you.
Hey.
That's a
So
great comparison.
yeah, okay. All right, so yeah, I got a lot of question marks with the Panthers O line. The Falcons, I already know what they're gonna do. Heavy dose of Robinson. We saw that last year with the running game with Cordell Patterson and Algier. So that's their blueprint. We know we don't want the Falcons quarterbacks just throwing it. So we know we're gonna keep it on the ground. They might run some little screens and quick passes. That's how they gonna get their game going. And since Brian Burns, he's not gonna be there, they're gonna leave a huge gap for them running backs to get loose. So I'm taking the Falcons too. I take the Panthers because I hate the Falcons, but what else can the Panthers do? All right, Bengals versus Browns. We saw Joe Burrow just get paid. Thomas, who need this win more? It's a division game, Bengals or Browns.
Now, this is a hard one because I'm looking back at what happened last year. The Bengals started off 0-2, and they were just fine, went all the way to AFC Championship. But when I look at this Browns team, I think they need this more because Deshaun Watson needs to prove that he's still that guy, that a top 10 quarterback.
And there's a wrong answer. Deshaun pulled the plug.
Thomas laying that real knowledge. They don't want him out there.
Yeah, I don't want your Brown fan. I don't want you saying it.
Oh, Browns fans, though. It is the truth. They got to establish an identity, who they are. I mean, you can't give a quarterback $230 million guaranteed and not have high expectations.
Right.
So, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, I was about to say, yeah, man. I feel like this is a do or die for Deshaun. I mean, they gave him a pass last year, like, oh, he been out of footballs for this many games and all this type of jazz. So he missed a whole year and all this. No, it's time to put up or shut up. There's no more excuses. So if the Browns start off slow and rocky, then that's a lot of question marks that need to be, addressed.
Yeah.
So Thomas, who you think gonna win?
Which team's that? It's in Cleveland, right?
It's in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still going with Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati's gonna go ahead and pull it out. Joe Burrow and company. I like that offense a lot. It's hard to bet against that guy. Improved offensive line heading into this game is going to be interesting to see what the defensive line can do against the Bengals' new and improved offensive line. I always look for the defensive backs, the corners versus wide receivers matchups. I think it's interesting. The Browns cornerbacks compared to the Bengals wide receivers. So I think the Browns and Bengals game is going to come down the wire, but I think Joe Burrow and the Bengals are going to pull this one out.
So, Flowers, Joey B healthy?
I don't think he's 100%, but he's probably 85, 90 maybe. They set him out for the whole preseason. So I'm quite sure, look, they already cleared him to play. He's good to go. He's going to go, of course. He's healthy, yeah. He was healthy enough to sign that contract. So
yeah, I know that's right. He walked in just fine.
I would think he is, especially with him signing the contract.
Is that good enough for you to take the Bengals?
No, I'm taking the Browns this week. Tell you why. 1-4 is Joe Burrow against the Browns. Last year, we seen the slow start. And me saying this, I have questions about, they lost Jesse Bates. They lost a few other pieces here and there. I know they got a good pass rush. I don't know what they got in the linebacker core, but, their front seven is usually solid. But, I do worry about the secondary. But Cleveland, ladies and gentlemen, they have had Joe Burrow's number. I just feel like Joe Burrow hasn't seen action. It kept him cool. I just think he's going to come out and struggle a little bit. Myles Garrett, Darius Smith going to pressure him. I think it's going to be a close game, but I just feel like Nick Chubb and Deshaun are probably going to have a good game in Cleveland. And I'm with you, Thomas. Thomas, I like you, man. You come on here, you speak real, man. I can just tell from 2 questions you've already answered. You know what you're talking about. Because I am on the same bandwagon as far as Deshaun Watson is making too much not to be taking any kind of criticizations from anybody. So
Yeah.
If he does bad, he needs to be criticized. Browns
Right.
do bad, he needs to be criticized.
Mhm.
They win, we can give him, we can give him all the praise and glory, But he's had a full off season. He's had a training camp. He's lost weight. He's gotten into shape. Go earn your $230 million, Deshaun Watson. I'm gonna pick you. And they got the Bengals -2. I would bump that up if I'm a betting man because, like I said, either or can win. I would feel more comfortable if you can get it 4.5 to 5 if you're betting that Cleveland's way.
Right. I'm with you, Flower. I'm taking the Browns. Thomas pointed to this earlier about the Bengals defense. I have a lot of questions, especially in that secondary. Would they be able to stop Cooper and People Jones and Elijah? I don't know why.
Moore.
I don't know why I'm about to say Elijah Mitchell. Well, I'm thinking about 49 Elijah Moore. And I just like what the Browns are doing. I feel like they are primed to take that next step. They added some key pieces to the defense too. The defense is actually getting back healthy. And they just got a lot going for them right now. The Bengals, we already know what the offense is going to do. It's not the offense that I'm worried about. I know what Joey B and Jamar are going to do. It's just the defense. I'm a defensive guy. And when I see holes in secondary, that's just red flags to me. So I'm taking the Browns. Let's keep it moving. Jazz versus Colts. Let's ask our Colts expert.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you got that right. What's going on here? What's going to happen?
Element of surprise, ladies and gentlemen. I'm taking the Colts in an upset.
Oh,
first game of the year.
Oh, you want to make this a lock? You want?
I don't know if I'm going to go that far. I don't know if I'm going to go that far.
Man, you got the shirt on. Lock it in.
You know what?
Yeah, lock
You
it.
repping your squad. Lock it in.
Our first lock.
I had another lock in mind, but you know what? I'm going to lock this one in.
All right. Our first lock of the year.
I am taking a chance. I am taking a chance on the motherland. Yes, I am. Element of surprise, ladies and gentlemen. Shane Steichen. We do not know what Anthony Richardson is going to do in this offense. I believe wholeheartedly in our offensive line. Jacksonville. Let's see it's been for the past 6 or 7 years. Jacksonville hasn't won in Indianapolis, and we haven't won in Jacksonville. So if I'm going by that logic alone, I think I'm going to take Indianapolis. But I do believe in our offensive line. We're booked at left tackle with Raymond. I think Anthony Richardson will be able to, of course, do things with Matt Ryan and Carson Wentz and a few other people couldn't do. Far as if something like Josh Allen comes, he can get out the way and make a throw down the field. But I think we'll mix up a lot of things. It's nice to see the Shaq's back, so our front seven is back intact. I will throw out the caution of Trevor Lawrence to Calvin Ridley. I am cautious. There's caution of that. I think Calvin Ridley is probably going to have a big game. I think it's going to be close, but I'm seeing it 27-24 in Indianapolis.
All right, Thomas. You gonna follow in his footsteps?
Nah, I'm gonna go with the Jaguars, but I just want to say something about Flowers, about what he said about the quarterbacks. I will say I am happy for y'all that y'all got y'all boy now. Y'all got Anthony Richardson. Hopefully, he can be the franchise quarterback. Because, like you said, hopefully y'all don't have some fossil figures again at the quarterback position. Y'all had Matt Ryan coming in, not in his prime no more. Carson Wentz, Phillip Rivers. So hopefully y'all have a franchise quarterback moving forward. But for the game on Sunday, I do believe that the Jaguars are going to win. Offensively, y'all not having Jonathan Taylor, I think hurts right now. I'm not so sure how strong y'all running back committee is going to be, but I have a good feeling that Trevor Lawrence and Calvin Ridley, I think that's going to be a dangerous duo. I think they're going to start off quick with each other, start off fast. Y'all got a lot of young, talented players over there in Indianapolis, and a lot of guys still trying to get their feet wet in the league on the defensive side. But I do believe that the Jags are going to win that game in Indianapolis on Sunday.
I totally agree with Thomas. Flowers, I can't rock with you. right now.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're the coach expert, but I can't rock with it.
Yeah,
JT,
you were trying to set me up just to make that lock. I know what you're trying to do.
I went 0-1 last year in locks, so
Mhm.
I don't want to try to see you. I respect that, but it's JT, and
What
I
have
feel
I been
like that's a
telling you?
lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. And thinking about it now, there's a lot to ask an AR right now to move this offense to keep it moving. Because who is the backup running back for Indianapolis right now?
It's committed. Deion Jackson will start. Deion's been proven to
Okay.
be able to move the ball.
All right,
But
Deion, he was solid.
I just think you're not understanding the offense is different. So it's going to be a lot of RPO. Anthony Richardson, you're talking about a 250-pound guy that can
All right.
run. He's
Yeah.
going him, Deion Jackson, Hall, and whoever else. That's going to be the run game right there. It's Anthony Richardson that's going to be the difference maker. Far as not with his, I mean, he can make plays with his arm, but his legs is going to be the thing that's going to keep the coach close in this game.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
something I
is.
want to say about that, Flowers. Like you said, the RPO game, y'all got Shane Steichen calling plays for Anthony Richardson. I think y'all going to use him in a similar way that he used Jalen Hurts last year. I think y'all going to start him off using his legs to set up for him to step back and make plays in the pocket. So I think you made a good point about that.
Yeah, it sounds good, but I don't see it work on the field. It just the Jaguars. They're gonna have to keep Trevor in their offense on the sideline. So I can understand them doing that for AR because they need to control the clock. They need to keep that Jacksonville offense off the field. So there'll be a perfect opportunity to get AR settled in. You know how they get go ahead.
One more thing.
Mm-hmm.
The tackles for Jacksonville.
Right, they
missing their left
suspended.
tackle, one suspended for 4 games, and the right tackle is a backup. So they're going to be dealing with 2 backup tackles. That's another thing. Go ahead.
That's true. But like you said, that's a good way to sell in young quarterbacks. Give them to make easy throws. Especially a dual threat quarterback like AR, give them running. Bootlegging, all that type of jazz. So I still can't rock with it, but I feel you, Flowers. I feel you.
We'll ride with them the first week.
After that, that's it.
After that, I'll be real honest.
Yeah,
I have a whole game in me.
Mm-hmm. All right, Bucks versus Vikings. That's a good one. How many people watching that game?
Nobody.
Fellow Minnesotians.
So I think everybody come to the conclusion that most of America is probably picking the Vikings for this game.
Yeah.
Flowers, what do the Bucks have to do to win this?
Turnovers, man. They gotta turn Kirk Cousins over, man. That's the only way they're gonna be able to win this game. I don't think the Bucks. I mean, we didn't see it last year. They didn't have a consistent run game. I think Baker Mayfield needs to have a balanced game, to be able to see. The question is, are the vets checked in? They're probably checked in because it's the first game of the year. I'm mainly talking about that defense. But if Baker goes out there against a Brian Flores defense, who is now in Minnesota, he turns the ball over just once. Minnesota's going to move the ball and they're going to score, man. They have too many weapons, and to be at home, and you know how I feel about Kirk Cousins at 12 o'clock. He's pretty damn near untouchable at 12 o'clock. So
Right.
I just think that the Bucks probably going to have to turn over the Vikings at least 2 to 3 times and capitalize off those turnovers in order to have a chance in this game. On my parlay ticket that I showed you the other day, I had Minnesota. I think I had them -6. So I'm picking them to cover that. I'm picking them to cover that this week, Minnesota.
Thomas. So they lost Leonard Fournette. They have a not disgruntled, but kind of pissed off Mike Evans. If you're the coach, if you're the Bucks and Baker, what are you doing to help out Baker? I mean, what can you do?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Hey, Thomas, Thomas getting back at that pep talk. Like, son, just give it all. Just leave it all on the field. Just do that. So we know the Bucks offense is is have a lot of questions too, because White is not really I want to call him a every down back.
I was gonna say the same thing. I can't see him being a 3-down back either.
So it's I don't, to be honest, I'm trying to picture this offense in my head, and I don't really know what it's gonna look like, and that's the scary part. So you believe in Kirk Cousins, Thomas?
I've never been a believer in Kirk Cousins, but for this Sunday, I'll be a believer in him going against Baker Mayfield.
All right, just this once, Kirk. We got you, Captain. There's not much to speak on with the Bucks, man. To be honest, like I understand, their whole situation. They really don't have quarterbacks that they really want. Saints went through this. We had Taysom at quarterback. Then we had Jameis. It's guys we really don't want back there, but that's all we have. So I feel like the Bucks are just riding the ship till they get a good draft pick. And I think that's why Mike Evans like, I want to get paid because we're not gonna win no games, man. I need some bread. I need
this is last year, right?
Yes.
Last year on the deal, he wanted an extension, right? Well, you know
Mm-hmm.
they set the deadline, and the Bucks say when
it passed.
So yeah, he's saying he pretty much saying he's not gonna resign with them in the offseason.
Right. So I'm taking the Vikings. I think that's a sure win, in my opinion. All right. I think this is like close to be one of the games of the week. 49ers versus Steelers. It's going to be a slugfest with that defense. Thomas, who get the final stop?
Oh, man, I'm thinking about this game off the top of my head. I think this was really going to be one of the best games of the weekend in terms of defensive.
His internet don't like him right now. So I asked you, who get the final stop?
I'm gonna give it to Pittsburgh.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna give it to Pittsburgh also. All right, Thomas. Who you think gonna get the final stop?
49ers. I think they're gonna get the final stop. They got their boy Nick Bosa back, fresh off a new contract deal. He's gonna be helping that front seven get after Kenny Pickett. I feel like if the game comes down to it, if Kenny Pickett has a chance to have a game-winning drive, I feel like that 49ers defense is going to be too much for him to handle. I would have to go with the 49ers getting the final stop, the final say.
Just like I asked you about Kirk Cousins, are you a believer in Brock Purdy?
I have to say, yeah, right now. Listen. You got to tell the truth. Anybody that 9 times out of 10, if you're not Trey Lance, you're going to look like $1 million in Kyle Shanahan's offense. Right. And I can't say anything bad really what Brock Purdy did last year. He wasn't even supposed to be on the field. Got them all the way to the NFC Championship. Now that is a different story of how the 49ers just got that. Yeah, that's a different story for a different day.
Yeah, it is.
But I would say right now I am a believer in Brock Purdy until he messes it up. Now I think he's doing good so far.
Yeah, I'm not really a believer in Brock. I feel like it's the scheme. That's why I'm not a believer, because I feel like you can put a lot of quarterbacks back there and they can do the same thing. So I'm curious. They was giving Brock praise, during preseason, but they didn't talk about practice or how he threw multiple picks. And I actually do have a quote here, if I can pull it up real quick, from Patrick Peterson.
Oh, yeah, I heard this earlier.
Patrick Peterson said, there are some tell signs. See, Patrick Peterson know, just like I know, there's some tell signs. When I get my pick Sunday, we'll talk about it. And Brock Purdy said, we'll see. So I feel like in year 2, quarterback teams, they get teams to really study that quarterback to his tendencies. So I feel like, we're going to see if the NFL, like, okay, we know what he likes to do, what he don't like to do.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tell sign. I'm taking the Steelers. And RC would probably say the only reason you're taking the Steelers is because you hate the 49ers. But nah, I like Kenny Pickett. I like what the Steelers are doing with the offense. Like we mentioned, George Pickens in the earlier episodes, that he's coming into his own. He looked real crisp on his route running now, and he just making spectacular catches. So 49ers got a lot to deal with. They lost corner this past season. Jimmy Ward, that's the guy. Flower, that's the guy I was trying to think about a couple episodes ago. That was getting burnt by Seattle.
I think.
Yes. So Jimmy Ward, that was a guy I'm thinking about.
Okay.
So I'm taking the Steelers. Flower taking the Steelers, and Thomas taking the 49ers. How about that? All right, a game that we probably can leave off the list too. The Cards versus the Commanders.
Ooh.
Mm.
Can y'all believe that
Flowers.
game sold out?
No, for real.
New regime.
Hey, I'm
New
telling
ownership.
you, hey, in DC and the DMV is sold out for this weekend. I can't believe it.
I'm surprised by
First
that.
time in years. They wanted Dan Snyder out of there.
Well, they're showing it. Well, the Commanders, they got something to be happy about with Sam Howell. We'll see how that goes. Flowers, are the Cardinals going to show up to the game? Are they actually going to get off the bus?
Oh yeah, they'll get off the bus and show up, and Jonathan Gannon will probably be in the room saying "vroom vroom" and all this other shit that he does.
Getting one
I
of
don't
them
get that
epic game speeches.
Yeah, I mean you see the stuff, Dom.
Yeah, I seen it.
What-
I seen it.
What is this? What like how am I supposed to be motivated by this? But I just
Hey, guys.
we've seen this.
Yeah. How many of y'all took the bus today?
I
Oh,
didn't.
nobody.
I mean,
yeah,
so
who
what you gonna tell?
start
What you
who
gonna tell?
start a motivational speech with how many of y'all took the bus today? I'm like, what?
Okay, I didn't take the bus, Coach.
Coach, you see my Ferrari out there with me?
So I don't have it in my gut since I didn't take the bus.
Yeah, right.
You talking to
I
grown
don't
ass
know.
men? Like, how can you motivate a grown ass man and tell him shit like that?
I don't know where he was going with it, but it
I don't know where he was
it didn't work. It was so. I don't know, Tommy, you've seen the video, but his voice is so monotone. Like, how many guys took the bus?
I
And he
saw
went
the
into
video.
some tangent.
Yeah.
He went into some tangent. I kind of stopped paying attention after a while. Like he lost
along
me.
with the other Cardinal players. It's obvious
So-
they're tanking. I mean, they
Mhm.
have draft picks galore. I mean, Houston's going to be bad this year, so they'll have a top 7 pick with that. They have their own top 5 pick with amongst themselves, and so on and so on. So they can easily turn this ship around, but it's going to be a bad ship to sail this year.
Right. Thomas, what do this spell for Kyler Murray?
You say that again?
What does this mean for Kyler Murray?
Ooh, I got a hot take for this. I have actually been thinking about this for a while. I really think that the Cardinals are going to tank this season under the circumstances that they're in. I really feel like towards the second half of the season, they're going to have to make a decision of what they want to do with Kyler Murray moving forward. Because if they get that number 1 pick, I think they're going to cash that in for Caleb Williams in the spring and just do a whole restart with the franchise under Caleb Williams and then trade Kyler Murray to see what you could get from maybe a franchise like the Giants, the Vikings, Tampa Bay, somebody that needs a quarterback or will need a quarterback in the future, or like the upgrade.
Yeah, because we saw them get rid of Isaiah Simmons. They sent him to the Giants. So they clearly dismantling the team. They just trying to get picks and try to rebuild for the future. So this might be Kyler Murray last hoorah right here.
Yeah.
So everybody taking Commanders. I think Cardinals. I think we gave Cardinals too much airtime. So
Dang.
hey, I'm not really a big believer. I was never a big believer in Kyler. If y'all ever just listened to the show, a couple episodes ago or even last year, I don't like short quarterbacks, as y'all can see. And I'm not very tall myself, so you think I should know. You think I'll be an expert in that area, right?
And Drew Brees short.
Yeah, Drew Brees 6 foot. I can deal with 6 foot. I didn't like Drew Brees got he was 6 foot.
Actually,
I didn't
with 5'11" or 5.
Well, he really 5'11". I didn't really like Drew when the Saints first got him, because I knew he was like 6 foot. I was like, bro, y'all couldn't find nobody taller, but that's neither here or there. So yeah, it's just something that I look for in quarterbacks, Thomas. I like height, man. I want them to be able to see over the line, not see under the legs. I need them to see over the line. So, all right, Texans versus Ravens. Thomas, D'Amico Ryan, does he get his first win against Baltimore?
Nah, I can't see that happening this weekend. They got to play them on the road. Ravens I feel like they got something to prove this year. Got some new gadgets in the offense. Hopefully they can stay healthy throughout the season. And Odell Beckham, Zay Flowers from Boston College. Who else they got in that offense? Mark Andrews as well.
Andrews.
Yeah, so they got
Bateman.
a lot of. Oh, Rashard.
They
Bateman.
got galore weapons.
Yeah.
Bateman, the other guy, Duvernay.
Nelson Aguilar is in that offense too.
Right. Lamar said he's gonna throw for 5,000 yards. All
I
right,
wouldn't be
so
shocked.
you got enough weapons in there. Flowers, who you taking? Ravens or Texans?
Man, I'm gonna be short and sweet with this. Baltimore by a landslide.
Hey, that was on the card. You had them by 10. They had Baltimore by 10.
Yep, I had Baltimore -10. They will easily cover that. I got them. I give you a predicting score of like 33-9.
Yeah, it's gonna be a showcase. I think this game is a showcase for Lamar. This is bat statement. That's how I feel like.
Man, I got a pick for you on underdog. They got Justin Tucker for 2 extra points made.
Oh, I need to go check that out tonight. For real?
Yes, I'm gonna send you the ticket I put in. They got a free play for Saquon Barkley. I put Saquon Barkley over a yard. They had Justin Tucker for 2 extra points made. I went high on that. I took another kicker. I went high on another kicker, Hopkins, I think, because they're gonna be another high scoring game. His was like 2. I took Derek Carr for 20 completions. And I got Calvin Ridley for over 67.5 yards.
Hey, yeah, you need to send me that card. I don't know why, but I did the WNBA today. Again, I was bored. So I just did WNBA. Thomas, you do underdog?
All right, let me tell y'all the story. So the bet, y'all know how sports betting is. You can do it in a certain state. So I want to say towards the end of 2021, I was able to play underdogs in Maryland. Then they took it away. Then a few months later, they brought back the bet in Maryland. I could do like DraftKings, FanDuel, and things like that, but I still can't do underdog. They don't got
you can do prize
in
picks
Maryland.
though.
You said what?
I think you could do prize picks though.
Oh, they took that away too.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man. Very limited of what we can do over here.
See, it's kind of backwards. They took away underdog and prize picks, but they took away. We can't bet through like
DraftKings,
MGM,
FanDuel,
and DraftKings, FanDuel.
You can bet MGM. You just have to be at the casino in Biloxi or the one in Tunica to do your bet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had to work around it. We have our ways.
Yeah,
I seen it. Yeah, we send you some info later.
Oh, okay.
All right. My game, Titans versus the Saints. Right. A reporter from Tennessee came out and said that they would never consider starting Will Levis or Malik Willis. Like it was never a competition for the starting job. Like I called it, I don't know. I believe that he said the coach came out and said that from the get-go. I called bull crap on it.
Really?
Because they were never, they said it was never any competition. So that just tells me that Tennessee, they don't really know what they're gonna do with their quarterback situation. Cause I feel like they drafted those guys to replace Tannehill sooner or later.
After this year.
Right. So I like if you come out and tell me that, then how are y'all running this team? I don't know. It's Mike Vrabel, but I don't think it's really him. I think it's just the GM. They fired the GM, they bring in a new one. So he was like, "All right, we're gonna do something different here." But with that being said, Tannehill starting, Derrick Henry's back. They got D-Hop. I feel like the Saints match up pretty well versus Tennessee. The only thing that'll probably worry me is our D-line. We had to redo it. We lost a lot of key guys. Marcus Davenport to the Vikings. Shot Tuttle. I think he went to the Panthers or Falcons. They went to an individual team. Mm-hmm. So we lost some guys on their D-line. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. Can we create pressure and stop the run? Because that's what you have to do in order to beat Tennessee. You cannot let Derrick Henry get loose. You got a game tackle, rally around the ball. And so Pete Warner and Davis, they're going to have to be on it. And they said Lattimore is looking like he had his best camp this past season. If that's his best camp, man, he won Rookie of the Year. Come on now. So I feel like the Saints defense are poised, to be in the top 5 again. And Derek Carr, we already know what Derek Carr can do. I mean, we know what he can do. He gonna take care of the ball. He gonna take the passes that's given to him, and he's not gonna turn the ball over like Jameis. And that's what help you win games, not turn the ball over. So you already know where I'm going with the Saints.
You know you going with.
Yeah,
Well, lock
who
that.
that
Make that your lock
before
of
he
the
said
week.
it.
You gonna make that your
I
lock of the
mean,
week?
what is that?
Make that your lock of the week?
Nah, not yet.
Hey,
Saints.
Flowers lock this team in. You gotta lock it in.
I agree, Thomas. I definitely
You know
Lock
what?
it in.
You know, I'm feeling that good about the Saints. I'll lock it in. Since Ty Flowers locked this team in, I'll lock my team in this week.
have some cojones.
God, look, Derek Carr gonna about to show the world. I was gonna put in a slip for Derek Carr to win MVP, but I don't hold back. I don't hold back from doing it. So my lock of the week, the Saints. We're gonna take it to them. We're gonna show the world that we probably the second best team in the NFC.
Oh, second best, huh?
Well, you said second best team in the NFC?
I feel like we up there. I think we up on a lot. We added a lot of pieces. I feel like Derek Carr is what we missed. We were quarterback away. You know,
I
that's
can't
what
disagree
really
with
feel
that.
like. Well, our defense kept us in a lot of games last year. With RC called Andy Dalton the red pistol or something like that. And so, like, think about it, we went 7-10 and we had a chance to get in there with no quarterback. With Andrew Alvin Kamara. So that's saying a lot right there, in my opinion. All right, Flowers, who you have?
I'm scared of this game. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm nervous picking this one.
You think it's a trap game?
Man, this game can go either way, man, because if the Saints fall into what Mike in Tennessee likes to do, far as just be rugged, the game can go Tennessee way, especially if they can get a turnover off of Derek Carr. I'm gonna pick the Saints because they're at home. Now I'm with you, of course. The Titans are back healthy. They didn't have Landry last year, so him and Simmons will be, a force in the front seven as far as pass rush. But I think y'all have the weapons on the outside that can counter
MT.
that.
Ain't mentioned MT.
I think y'all got the weapons on the outside that can counter that. Downtown New Orleans at 12 o'clock Sunday is going to be rocking. That's going to be a loud environment. I think y'all front seven will be able to contain Derrick Henry. Do not let him get past the second level because y'all will be in trouble if you do.
Yeah, we got Tyron Matthew. I don't see Tyron Matthew tackling Derrick Henry.
Yeah, but I think Tannehill will probably throw y'all one in the secondary also. They'll try to figure out D-Hop, and they got Trevion Burks. That'll be his second year, but I don't think that Titans offense is poised enough to go down there. In my mind,
have to keep
one. They're gonna
have to keep that ball on the ground to beat us. Derrick Henry gonna have to go buck wild.
He's gonna have to rush for about 125 plus to be able to beat y'all. I'm gonna throw that number out there. It's gonna have to be about 125 plus and probably 2 tutties on the ground. And Tannehill's gonna have to give him 2, but I don't see it happening. So I'm just gonna go Saints this week.
All right, Thomas, don't disappoint me.
I got the. It's like I got the Saints. All
right.
Yeah, I just feel like Flowers said, Derrick Henry would have to put the team offensively on his back. I don't think that's going to happen. I really do think y'all have a underappreciated defense. I don't know about a top 5 unit, but I like what y'all have on the defensive side of the ball with Cameron Jordan. I think Demario Davis is one of the most underrated linebackers still in the game of football too.
Right.
I like what y'all got with Marshawn Lattimore still. I think that's going to be a key matchup, Lattimore versus Hopkins on Sunday. But I like the Saints in this matchup a lot.
Yeah, and I can go through this whole Saint roster, but y'all gonna see Alontae Taylor. We moved him to the slot. Adebo is now our outside corner. So we let go. The name just escaped my mind, but he was a corner for us. That's how sure they is in Alontae Taylor.
Roby.
Yeah, we let go of Roby. So that's how they keying in on Alontae Taylor right now. All right, okay. Packers versus the Bears. Is this Justin Fields come out game, Thomas?
I will hope it is, because I feel like in the NFC North, obviously we all are high on the Lions, but I feel like there's a new chapter to be written in this division because Aaron Rodgers, the bad man who basically owned the division for countless years, is with the New York Jets now. So now it's a new chapter. Now it's time for another team to step up, and you got Justin Fields and Jordan Love going head to head. We'll see if we get future matchups like this after this season with them playing for the Bears and the Packers. But I feel like this should be Justin Fields coming out game because they gave him a number one with DJ Moore.
Right.
And past history shows quarterbacks that struggle without having a number one like Josh Allen before Diggs or Hurts before Brown. Once they got their number one, they were straight, and now they're one of the best quarterbacks in the game. So I feel like this should be Justin Fields coming out party to see what he can do. He showed strides of what he could do as a dual threat quarterback last year with his legs, nearly breaking Lamar Jackson's rushing record as a quarterback in regular season. But I think it's time to put it all together. Show you can make plays with your arm and your legs. So I think this Sunday, I'm gonna say it. Yeah, I do think this is gonna be his coming out game.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Flowers. I forgot who said this, but it was somebody from Fox Sports. They said Jordan Love is gonna be a future Hall of Famer.
Who the hell said that?
I forgot who said it. I wish I was screenshot.
Somebody said that on television.
On Fox Sports. It was, I think it was their social media page on Fox Sports. One of the analysts.
I wouldn't go that far.
He's barely played. Has he played like 200 snaps yet?
I guess they looking at the whole Green Bay history of quarterback sitting behind because they saw Brett Favre and then they saw Aaron Rodgers like, Jordan Love.
At least let me see the kid play before I even have a true opinion about the
kid. That's a bold statement.
That's too bold. I mean, I guess he said that about Aaron Rodgers too, right?
It was a one.
That's a little too far fetched for me.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm keeping this game off any betting slip this weekend. I am not putting this game on nothing because Vegas is so undecided about it. They got Chicago -1.5. I had Chicago winning 9 games this year. I think they get a win right here. It's at home. I think Justin Fields, has the weapons now. He'll be able to showcase his legs. He'll be able to showcase his arm. I think the Packers are going to babysit Jordan Love to start him out. Not saying Green Bay doesn't have a good team. They have pieces everywhere, but I'm not confident enough to say Jordan Love, Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson, and matter of fact, both of them are banged. Oh, he's out. See, and Doubs.
Oh, no, Fritz. Oh, that's big.
That's big. I just don't think that they're going to take they're not going to take the shackles off Jordan Love enough for them to be able to win this game. They're going to be too lenient on Aaron Jones and Dillon in the defense, and Justin Fields will get out and use his legs and make a pass or two downfield to show you the talent that he got. And Chicago also has a lot of defensive talent now. They've upgraded their defense. Edmonds and Edwards, TJ Edwards, and other pieces too. And they had a few pieces last year after they traded a few guys off the show, a little here and there, and they signed Ngakwe. We had him last year in Indianapolis, so he's used to playing with Eberflus. So I just think the Chicago Bears will come out 1-0, and like you said, it's a new chapter in the NFC North, so it's wide open as of now.
Right. If I'm the Bears, I'm stacking the box, and I'm saying Jordan Love, have at it.
Yeah.
Let me see what you can do, son. Like I say, the Packers fans they're gonna love him or hate him. There's only one way for Jordan Love, nothing in between. All right. So I'm taking the Bears also. Raiders versus the Broncos. My boy Sean Payton, his first game of the season, he said Hackett couldn't hack it. So I think he needs his win. See, since he came out and said that about like you just can't bash another coach to come out and lose week 1. Even though I bet it on the Raiders and I would want the Raiders to win, but I want my boy Sean Payton to win too. So Flowers, Russell Wilson. He's gonna look like Russell Wilson of old, or he gonna look like the great value?
He might be somewhere in between this game. I'm not about to sit up here and say Russell Wilson's about to come out because he got Sean Payton and he's going to be the old Russell Wilson. He's going to do this and that. I just don't think that everything around Russell Wilson is consistent enough for him to thrive. Got to see the offensive line. I mean, like I said, I've been telling you this since the preseason. I've been seeing the flags. You know, Jared Judy might drop a pass or 2 or 3. Javonte Williams coming back off injury. A lot of Sean Payton having to clean up so much and get the flavor of what he likes to do and the culture he wants to bring in. I just think it's going to take some time. I also have the Raiders plus 5.5 on that 12-man betting slip.
Yeah, I did that too.
Thomas, I got a 12-man parlay, and I'll send it to you, that I put in this past Monday. I had the Lions plus 8, so that one's already hit. But I had a mixture of college and NFL teams on it. It's a $3 ticket that's worth $2,935. And I have some very good teams on there.
Yeah. Flower, I took your ticket. I placed the one you sent me. Then I did a different one. I said I'm about to go in and go big or go home. So I took the Lions straight up, and I took the Raiders straight up. So it added like an extra I think he added like $1,000 onto the ticket. So we gonna see.
I'm picking the Raiders in this game. To say the least. The Raiders beat them twice last year, even with porn star Jimmy behind the helm.
Porn star Jimmy.
And which I wouldn't be surprised. I'm quite sure, if it going the way that the script has been going for the past few years, Jimmy G gets hurt, the O'Donnell kid comes in, keeps the job. Definitely wouldn't be shocked to see that.
That's the only thing, though. If Jimmy G is starting, I have less faith in Jimmy G. If they would start O'Donnell, I probably have more faith in O'Donnell than Jimmy G, to be honest. And that's crazy.
Look at it this way. There's a lot of familiarity with Josh McDaniels and Jimmy G. It's not like they don't know each other now. Like he's been in the system, so I'm quite sure it wouldn't anything, no complications. Trust me, it'll be fluent. They got Josh Jacobs back; he's ready to go. I just think that my favorite word probably this year is going to be seasoned. I just think the Raiders are a little more seasoned right now.
So, Jimmy G barely passing his physical. That doesn't bother you,
but that was what, almost 2 months ago.
And might be still lingering on Jimmy G.
2 months ago, so you ought to be healthy. I mean,
you ought to be.
You ain't heard. I mean,
how much money you putting on that?
I mean, for one game, like I say, he breaks down with about 5-6 games in. It's the first game. We do have to be honest. And Jimmy G knows how to win. He was in New England. He was in San Francisco. They won in San Francisco. Now he's here. We can't say the man doesn't know how to win. He has the weapons around him, but we can't say that. So I just like I said, I just think that they're a little more seasoned right now than the Broncos.
I don't know. I won't use that word, but okay. All right, Thomas. How you feel about the Broncos?
Well, they better look better than what they did last year. I don't know what happened to Russell Wilson. I know during the offseason he dropped 15 pounds. He's looking more lean, should be more mobile in the pocket. Hopefully having Sean Payton calling offensive plays compared to Nathaniel Hackett helps him. But I don't know. I still feel really iffy about this team. Not sure how they're going to look this year. Especially is Jerry Jeudy out week 1? I know he had a hamstring injury.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I didn't see it listed yet. I bet it'd be like game time. It probably
yeah. He made it through the day without him being ruled out. Yeah, there's a chance that it's probably going to linger the game time.
And that's big. We know that Nathaniel Hackett downloaded his playbook from eBay. And he saw a playbook on sale. He bought it. Thought he going to translate over to the NFL, as you can see. But Sean Payton's a little bit more polished. He's a little bit more.
I got a counter real quick. I'm not even talking about Sean Payton. And I think we talked about this last year. why would they pay Russell $200+ million for Nathaniel Hackett to not know what he's doing, but Russ not have no kind of sale input or correction? Why? Where was Russ gonna come in and take over and at least try not to be a part of the damn ship that was sinking? I didn't see Russ. Like, Russ is putting this persona out that he's this and that, but you didn't see it last year when it was time for him to be a leader.
I was about to say that leadership role was really bad last year for him.
I think it was a locker room problem more than Russell's leadership. I think
Why
it was just
though?
a whole locker room. I don't
But
know.
why?
It was just
Because maybe they looked at, like I said, Russ had the upper floor to himself. He had this and that. Personal
office.
assistant. You
I
can't
heard he had
call him.
bodyguards at the stairway. Like, hold up, no, you can't come over here.
But you can't
Nah,
win
that's
games.
crazy.
But you can't win games.
I'm lying. I'm lying.
Oh, I said, that's crazy.
But
Y'all got the owner. Y'all
you
got the
just couldn't
ownership
go up
privilege.
there. You had to have
Right.
permission. It probably was somebody standing there. You just couldn't go up there.
Wait, Fly had the rope too? He had the red rope.
Probably did. The Mad Dog standing there just like this.
Can I help you?
That's probably why his old line was mad at him. He wouldn't let the old line come up to the lounge with him.
Yeah. When have you ever seen players yell back and forth, like on a professional level? I'm quite sure you've seen it on lower levels, but like the defensive lineman yelling at Russell Wilson last year, and the offensive
Gordon
line
look at him.
Yes, that shows you right there. I tried for the longest to help try to defend them. Because we see Russell Wilson. I'm not trying to talk about him. Going to the children's hospital. That's cool, but you heard Sean Payton come out this weekend and said he had to tell Russell, man, stop kissing so many damn babies. You are not running for a political seat. He told him that. So he told him stop doing that. He told his whole he's pretty much trying to change Russell Wilson's whole persona.
Right. And I understand that, because I feel like the team was in turmoil anyway. The O-line wasn't blocking for him. They weren't even picking them up after sacks. And
that's bad.
And when your O-line not picking you up after sacks, I forgot that kid's name that yelled at the O-line. I think he went to the Raiders. I can't remember his name, but even when the backup quarterback got to yell at the O-line for not picking up Russell, then something was terribly wrong. But with that being said, I'm still going with my boy Sean Payton. I'm taking the Broncos. If the Broncos lose, I would not be mad, because that's part of my parlay, Flowers. That's the one you sent us. So
we just need the Raiders not to lose by no more than 6.
They can't lose by more than 5 points.
5.5.
5.5 points. So basically 2.
They can lose by 5. They can't lose by 6.
Okay. All right, Thomas, you said you're taking the Broncos?
Oh, I'm gonna go with the Raiders. Yeah, I feel like the Raiders can steal this one week 1.
Sean Payne, I still got your back, bro.
We know you do. That's the only reason you picked
it. All right, Eagles versus Patriots. Thomas, this an upset alert, or you like, nah?
I wouldn't say upset alert, but I feel like this game could be interesting. I want to see what Bill Belichick's defense is going to dish out to that Eagles offense. I want to see what type of looks they give Jalen Hurts early in the game. I want to see how their defensive line matches up against the Eagles' offensive line. I want to see what Matthew Judon can do against one of the best offensive lines in football.
Oh, yeah.
Can the Eagles get the running game going? So I think that's going to be a chess match, the Eagles' offense versus the Patriots' defense.
Right. It's going to be a good chess match for sure. Flowers, I know we talked about Matt Jones. What Belichick going to have to do to get Matt Jones feeling comfortable?
Show that he supports him. That's the first and foremost thing he needs to do there, is actually show some love and affection to Matt Jones. Say, you are quarterback. Not have the media talking about, well, Belichick doesn't like him and this and that, and not give the man a special team guy and Joe Judge and Matt Patricia,
I was just about to say that.
You must not really like the guy. You get that guy a defensive coordinator to be your OC.
He looking at man covered. He looking at cover 3, Tampa 2 with an offense supposed to be calling offensive plays.
Right, man. Matt Patricia probably showing him cover 2s and stuff, so trying to show him offensive plays.
Oh my goodness! Like, man, I feel sorry for the kid in a sense, because it's just like, I just think Bill Belichick doesn't want to coach anybody like that would have power and leverage over him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like Bill Belichick tries to do too much to like show that he's great. I mean, we know he can coach, but I just think he tries to like just bring in lesser talent and coach them up, and show you that he's almighty and all great in a sense.
And we should have saw this a long time ago, to be honest. When Matt Jones went to his Alabama coaches for advice.
Well, he got one now. You got old Billy.
That was a telling sign that he probably wasn't getting the same guy. They were talking about he was crying like he needed to be cuddled and everything. And
Saban didn't cut. Well, Saban didn't.
No, you heard the report that
Hub
came
him
out
and
from
none of these,
the coaches. It was somebody came out reported about Matt Jones with New England, not him with Alabama, and that's why he was like turning to Alabama the coaches to get insight, because I guess he wasn't getting no help.
Billick was his offensive coordinator when he was at Bama.
Right.
Like probably who he went to, because he was there with Belichick prior, so he probably would reach out to him and try to, I guess, figure him out. I guess.
Yeah, and try to mend the relationship. I feel like how they were talking about him, like they just didn't, the kid wasn't getting no love, like you mentioned. So
Bill don't show him. He didn't eat lunch. He didn't go to dinner with Tom Brady for 20 years.
I think that's mind blowing.
That is mind blowing.
Oh my word. So Flowers, who you taking? You taking Eagles?
Yeah, I'm taking the Eagles. I think I had them. Didn't I have that on the list too? I think I picked the Eagles.
You probably had them on a different one.
Okay. I would take the Eagles straight up. I think the Vegas had them like -4. Yeah, I mean, and that's not a bad bet, but I probably would take the Eagles money line if I was betting that. But I just think that the offensive line, Jalen Hurts' ability to move around. I think the Patriots, their best corner might be hurt. The Jones kid, what his name is, I think he's hurt. He might be out. So that's going to be a little tougher task to be able to guard Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. Yeah. But Hurts' legs will be the overall factor, man. Bill Belichick has problems with quarterbacks that can run around, as you've seen over the years. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it'll be no different. It has a chance to be a 31-14 kind of a game.
Yeah, because let's be real, the Patriots offense is one-dimensional. The receivers don't threaten you. Hunter Henry, that's another guy that can't stay healthy. So we already know what they're gonna try to do, run the ball. So you gotta do more than that versus the Eagles defense.
Isn't Stevenson banged up too?
I hope not, guys. They let go Damian Harris. I don't even know who's after Stevenson right now.
Zeke.
Oh yeah, Zeke.
Oh, Zeke. See, you high on Zeke. I think, man. Like I said, I think Zeke. He had James Harden fat suit, but it looked like he shed a couple pounds. So
he's lost about 15 pounds.
Yeah, that's good. He shed the fat suit, but he don't look the same to me. Thomas, who you have?
I'm gonna go with the Eagles in this one.
Yeah, I'm going with the Eagles also. All right, Dolphins and Chargers. Ooh. All eyes on Tua. Thomas. Will Tua make it through the first quarter? For real. Hey, he gonna come out with these new helmets, new special helmets, gonna look like space helmets. Have a protective bubble around his other helmet. It's a new design for concussion people that have concussions. But Tua, his line looked terrible too in the preseason. Are you worried about Tua in this offense?
For this game or for overall in the season?
Let's just go with this game versus the Chargers defense.
Ooh. And there's some protection problems. It could be a long day in the office for him because you get a healthy Joey Bosa, you get a healthy Khalil Mack on that defensive line. I hope he's got that protection because slant routes to Tyree Hill, little quick dink and dumps aren't going to help in this game if he has no protection.
That's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm worried about him, to be honest. I'm like, bro, you can't be taking hits, man. That's like, that should have been their number one thing on this to do is how to fix that O-line
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't matter. You have two of the fastest guys in the NFL. If your quarterback cannot stay upright, it doesn't matter, because sooner or later, the team just start gonna plan up and they'll start pressing, and they're gonna take all that short stuff away. Now you're really getting pressure in your face. So it's very unfortunate for Tua. In my opinion, I feel like he should retire, especially after those scary hits, them scary concussions he's had. And I just hope he make it through this game for real though. But the Chargers, they got Kellen Moore now as their OC. So you're gonna see a high power offense. We high on Justin Herbert. Flowers. Chargers, are they gonna light it up?
They lighting it up. They're gonna light them up like a candle, man. No Jalen Ramsey. I know they got new defense coordinator down in Miami. No, he's good, but it's gonna take some time. I just look. They got Slater back. Solid protect on the Chargers line. The offensive line will be better this year. A lot of weapons, man. Like I say, Herbert. A lot of people dark horse candidate for MVP. Not shocking, but I'm more. It's not that doesn't even. You have to worry about Tua in the offense, man. Just how I am about pressure, and that offensive line is terrible. Both a healthy Bosa, Khalil Mack, got Derwin James roaming around like a madman. That's not good. And then they beat them last year,
Right.
And the Chargers weren't as healthy as they are now. That offense will be better. I don't think Miami is gonna have a chance this weekend with that.
All right, Rams versus Seattle. Flowers. The Rams, they need a win. They need all the wins they can get.
It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna. They need all, like Matthew Stafford. He playing in exoskeleton suit right now. He got something protecting his back. Man, what do the Rams have to do? No Cooper Kupp.
No Cooper Kupp. No Cooper Kupp. Half the roster is new and young. This is not setting up good for Sean. I've been telling you. I've been on this. I've been on since last year. I remember when I was telling y'all last year the offensive line wasn't good last year. That was their downfall. That happened. This year, you lose Jalen Ramsey. You lose Bobby Wagner. How long do you keep Aaron Donald? I'm on record for saying I think they'll end up trading Aaron Donald for some capital. Excuse me. I just don't see him going to Seattle, especially without Cooper Kupp. Offensive line, still
bad. It's still bad. That's why I feel like Stafford should retire. Stafford, what's the point?
Too much money.
What's the point of having all that money if you want to be in the hospital, getting take care of the rest of your life? Like you want to be going
ain't trying to leave money on the table, man. Just like Tua, man. He ain't trying to leave no money on the table. That's why he's trying to go out there and play.
Like, enjoy your money, Stafford. You can't enjoy your money from a hospital bed. That's all I gotta say.
That's true.
Thomas, who do you have in this game?
Man, this is gonna be a whooping. I got the Seahawks. No, like I said, no Cooper Kupp. Van Jefferson is definitely not able to be a number one wide receiver at this moment. I say that with all due respect, but I it's just not there for the Rams to pull off this upset. Really, all they really have to look forward to all year long. I know Cooper Kupp's on IR. It's really Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford, Aaron Donald, and Sean McVay is all they really have to look forward to. And I agree with Flowers. I think they are going to pull the trigger, especially if they only have won a game or two by the trade deadline. I think they're going to pull the trigger and and trade Aaron Donald by the deadline to get draft capital.
They need to. Because how do you have a beautiful stadium and you have hot garbage playing in there?
They're lucky the Chargers share with them now.
Yeah. They had a backup plan all along. Cowboys versus the Giants. I have a little stat for you. I know Tom's gonna like this. The Cowboys have won 10 straight games versus the Giants.
Oh wow.
10. Thomas, you a Cowboys fan. I'll let you handle this.
Yeah, you know what? I like you said that stat because the Giants have not beaten Dak Prescott since 2016, his rookie season. So if I could get a lock in for that, I would like that. I would like to lock that in for
I got you,
Cowboys beat the
Thomas.
Giants.
Ooh.
I got that, Thomas. Everybody taking their teams. I like that. There you go, your lock.
Yeah. But I really do think that's gonna be a close game because the Giants they surprised a lot of people last year. Made it all the way to the divisional round, really with no weapons really at the wide receiver position. The offense was really based off of what Saquon Barkley could do, how he could get going in the run department. If Daniel Jones needs that guy to check down to, that's how he would get the ball to him in the receiving department. So they got some young weapons there now. I feel like this is going to be a competitive game, but Dak has the Giants number. I can see this coming down to the wire. I have the Cowboys winning a close game.
Close game. All right, Flowers, you big on Saquon Barkley. So what's going on with the Giants?
Look, I know we picked earlier, about a month or so ago when we did the NFC East. And after we did that episode, I just got to just looking at the Giants. They're better than what I thought they were. They're a whole lot better than what I thought they were.
Okay.
Matter of fact, they are a mere splitting image of Thomas's Dallas Cowboys in a sense. Now, I'm not saying Thibodeau is Michael Parsons. There's some similarities there. Bobby Okereke comes over. Okereke, excuse me. I know he don't like people calling him Okereke no more. Okereke, excuse me. Comes over from us. Gives him a void. He can cover. Their front seven is nice. Dexter Lawrence, Thibodeau. Secondary is nice. They add Waller to the offense to be able to give Daniel Jones something else. It's probably something more reliable. And hopefully Waller can stay healthy. But Paris Campbell and some other pieces come over for the Giants. I like Brian Dable. Brian Dable is the take turnovers away from your quarterback master. That's what I like to call him. Daniel Jones did a complete 360, just like Josh Allen did with Dable. Second year they're at home. I got the Giants late. They steal it late.
They still late. Let me ask Thomas this: how would that offense look without Kellen Moore?
How would the Cowboys? Well, that's a big question mark this weekend because Kellen Moore is responsible for us having a top 5 offense, or being in the mix for a top 5 offense over the last several years. For him being the coordinator there, at times, I will say this: I think he is a good coordinator, but at times the offense could get really, you can really find out what we're going to do early in the game. And if we're down by 10 or more with Kellen Moore, it's a pass happy offensive system. But I hope Mike McCarthy can back up what he did because he's the reason why Kellen Moore is in LA now. So you get the play sheet. I hope you can do some good things in the pass game, running game. But don't get too pass happy because I can say as a Cowboys fan, when you get too pass happy, too one-dimensional offense, that's when Dak Prescott can get himself in trouble in the turnover department.
I think McCarthy calling plays.
Yeah, McCarthy's calling it.
I think with him calling plays, it's gonna be more balanced. As you saw with Aaron Rodgers, he was complaining about they run the ball, this and that. I think that's what Dak needs. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm taking the Cowboys. All right, last game: Bills versus Jets. The fight for the number 1 spot. That's pretty what it is. The fight for number 1 spot. Where's RC where I need him to ask him about the bad man? Okay, he swear up and down the Jets are probably not even that good as everybody think they are. Thomas, do the Jets take this game versus the Bills?
I'm going to say they do because the hype is there for the New York Jets. They get to host their first Monday Night Football game since 2020. I feel like they have something to prove. And I feel like the series last year between the Bills and the Jets was 1-1, even though the Jets had to go through quarterback carousels of Zach Wilson, Mike White,
Mm-hmm.
Joe Flacco.
Mhm.
Now you get a future Hall of Famer, 4-time MVP, former Super Bowl champion Aaron Rodgers. He's going to be the difference maker in this game. And I feel like they can do two things on offense: either let Aaron Rodgers do his thing with his receiving core, or they can hand the ball off with a 1-2 punch of Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall. So I like the Jets' chances to pull off this win on Monday night. I think they have to, realistically,
Right.
because of who they play next on the schedule. Week 2, they got a 6-day rest period, and then they got to fly over to Dallas to play that good Cowboys defense. Got to play the Patriots. Got to play the Chiefs, the Broncos, Eagles. So they got some tough tasks coming to them. So I feel like they have to win this game Monday night. So I'm going with the Jets to win.
Flowers, are you taking the Jets too in this game? It's a tough game. I've been going back and forth all day.
I already know who I'm picking.
Josh Allen.
No, I'm going with the Jets.
Okay.
Reason why I think Aaron Rodgers is on a prove it kind of an ordeal as far as when he won his 2 MVPs. He wanted to show people he still had it. Oh, he's riding that same train now. He wants to go out here on Monday night and show you I am still the bad man.
Right.
He's going to show the world he's a bad man. You know, if the Bills had, if they had Von Miller, I probably would pick the Bills, but they don't. I know we talk about the Jets' offensive line not being as good, but man, like I said, this is the first game. You know, I'm quite sure there'll be a good balance of Dalvin Cook and Breece, but that back shoulder fade to Garrett Wilson is coming. And Aaron Rodgers will have that ball out of his hand. He wants to put on for the Jets fans and show, you know, the NFL that, you know, he's still here and he got a point to prove. So I would be naive to go against that field. So I'm taking the Jets.
I am taking the Jets also. I feel like this game is meant for the Jets to win. It just Aaron Rodgers, man, he like proving people wrong. He have a chip on his shoulder. That the offense from the Jets with Breece Hall, like Thomas mentioned, man, they dynamic. They got a good backfield back there.
Mm-hmm. Three backs.
Michael Carter. So they have the guys, and I feel like they can attack the Bills in different ways. And I don't know the Bills defense can handle all that. You know, as we saw Joey B pick them apart, feel like Aaron Rodgers can do the same thing. And I know that with Josh Allen, he's gonna feel like he's gonna have to play Aaron Rodgers match for match. And I think that's what the Jets want. They want Allen to try to do it all himself, so they can create. I don't know. We saw Allen give the ball up, and so that's what I think they're hoping Allen would do, was try to match Aaron Rodgers' game. And either he gonna shine bright, or he gonna have some plays where you like, dang, Allen, why you throw that? So it's gonna be a good game. Just defense are legit. We don't even need to talk about just defense. DJ Reed, I know we talked about the last podcast. He said we have a chance to be like the A5 Aces Bears. So
he said that.
Yeah, bro.
That would never happen.
All right,
One reason is because of the rules. The rules are different, so they'll never be able to match.
All right, he said Legion of Boom, so that he really high. He's talking that ish right now.
Maybe if they get a few more pieces, but it's a little too early to say that.
Well,
right.
If the McDonald kid come on, I will say this: if the McDonald kid, the first round pick that they drafted, can match what Quinn Williams is doing on their front seven and getting pressure. The Legion of Boom thing kind of you can make and like
Jermaine Johnson, if he can step up
safeties
too.
Their safeties ain't better than Legion of Boom, but you know.
You got Sauce and Reed that you know.
They got two corners. Their safety just need to be like Chancellor and Earl. So all right, guys. So that was our NFL game picks. I don't know what happened. I must hit a button. Flowers, what game are you interested in tomorrow? College football.
Well, look, we gotta get up early in the morning to ride the prime time train in Boulder.
So that's what you checking
that's the
out.
11 o'clock. I mean, it's 11 o'clock game. I mean, let me be honest with you. Like, I watch NFL. Like, college really had an interest. I really haven't had any interest in college because it was so predictable, for so long, as far as with the SEC being so dominant. But now with the transfer portal, NILs, and everything else, college football is just so different now. There's just so much randomness going on. I'm tuning in, and there's really not anything on. If you look back in the past at 11 o'clock. So now we got Dion and Boulder, trying to win. So that's a watch.
Right.
A lot of good games coming on tomorrow, though. But that'll be the first one
Yes.
I'll watch.
What about you, Thomas? What game are you watching tomorrow?
Well, that Colorado and Nebraska game, I'm definitely gonna be watching that. But that Texas and Alabama game is really interesting to me as well. I think having the number 3 team in the country versus the number 11 team in the country, I think that has the potential to be the game of the night, or game of the day, I should say. So I think that's the most intriguing matchup for me to watch tomorrow.
I give you a sleeper.
What's that?
Ole Miss and Tulane.
Tulane.
I think that's
Right.
gonna be a good game as well.
Yeah, I'm definitely checking out Texas and Alabama. What time the Texas Alabama game?
7 Central Time. It's gonna be a night game.
Cool. Cause my kids got sports, man. I'll be gone half of the day, so that give me enough time to come home and watch the game. So I know y'all heard the report. Well, it's not a real report. The USA basketball team lost to Germany.
Oh, I heard this
113
morning.
113 to 111. Somebody said Noah Lyles, he's like this,
I
Oh,
feel
now
the
you got
same
nothing
way.
to say.
Yeah, like
I mean, I can
You
say
had all that to say when y'all was winning.
So again, is Noah Lyles right? I mean,
his point was right, but I just like I said beforehand, you have players that are representing the United States. So what was the point of bringing up the NBA at the time? I mean, that's that's one of them things like tomato, all that. That's fine, but for the United States to lose, it really
Germany.
doesn't prove Noah Lyles' point in a
Right.
sense. But go ahead.
I was gonna say, I was gonna ask Thomas this. Do the NBA superstars need to play in the Olympics and they just need to man up and play? Do you agree with that?
Yes, I mean the Olympics comes around every 4 years, and we have so many superstars from top to bottom. Like obviously LeBron, I don't think he'll ever play another Olympics game again. We still got Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Damian Lillard. We got so many players to pull from the from the cookie jar, and none of them want to go get a gold medal for us. Jason Tatum I could throw in there too. So I'm looking at this team that lost to Germany. The only stars that we really have representing the United States right now is Anthony Edwards and Jalen Brunson. Everybody else has not really proved that they are a superstar yet in the NBA. I think star power is definitely missing from this roster compared to what the other countries are doing. You got Luka playing. You got other top international stars getting out there trying to represent their country. I think we should be doing the same thing.
Yeah, you see how RJ Barrett was acting. I feel like superstars need to be acting like that. Excited to play for your country, and a lot of people were excited about this USA team, but I think they were looking at it as an NBA standpoint. They had a lot of guys from the bench too.
Yeah.
From the NBA team. So when they looked at that team, they're like, "Oh man, this roster is solid." Yeah, they solid because they good, solid bench players that coming off and resting superstars. So
yeah,
good complimentary players.
I had a problem with Steve Kerr with what he said.
What do you say?
This isn't 1992 anymore. No shit, Steve Kerr. It's not 1992. You the damn head coach. So where's your blame in this? Even though we don't have Damian Lillard, Stephen Curry, the talent on the roster is still good enough, in my opinion. I said they could have used here and there, but we gotta think. Stephen Curry is 35, LeBron's 38, Durant's 34, something like that. So that's going to flood out in 4 years. They're not going to be here. So we're looking at what we have now over here compared to the world. We've been saying it all along the past year, Ben. You, me, RC, the foreigners are better. They're better.
Mm-hmm.
And
You
now
got a point with that.
the difference in 1992 and 2023 is, I mean, the European teams were decent, but like I said, we had Michael
They had
Jordan
1-2 stars.
But that was a fundamentally sound team that knew how to play basketball. It's too much of this one-on-one stuff going on with today's game, where you got teams around the world that have played together. They play team ball. They're playing fundamental basketball on a world stage, and the NBA is still trying to do one-on-ones and shoot threes. It's not gonna work.
Especially when you say when country's been playing with those guys and they forming a chemistry, like they just plug in and play.
The NBA. They're stars in the NBA. You got Shea Gilgeous-Alexander dropping 30 in the league, plays with Canada. Barrett can put up 20 in the league. You got pieces like that everywhere, all around now.
And they commit. They commit to the system. When they go back to their home country, they play within the system.
The United States has whooped on these other countries for the last 30 years. You don't think they want that? They get back? Canada, Germany.
What was the other team they lost to? Was it Lithuania?
They lost to Lithuania. Come on now. You used to watch. You used to watch Ball and Family. I used to watch it. So I used to see LaMelo over in Lithuania hooping with them, and people used to ha, and all this back in the day. He over there hooping. That's not bad. Yes, it's basketball. Them are grown men over there. Grown men with pride, and people get caught up. I see it in these Jordan versus LeBron chat rooms on Facebook and everywhere.
And bump that.
The world over here, we're so caught up in he got to be able to jump almost 45 inches. He got to have a 45-inch vertical. He got to run a 4.2. That is not how you play the game. The game is not above the rim. It's just you have to put that ball in the hole. And you see the best players in the world, they're not running 4.2s. They're not jumping 46, 47-inch verticals. They're skilled. Fundamentals are strong. Michael Jordan, that's why Michael Jordan is probably the greatest ever. We don't even talk about the fundamentals, Michael, like his defensive stance, his shot form. We don't even talk about that. We just talk about his stats. But if I can just break you down how fundamental Michael Jordan was compared to, the players today, it's too much. It's too much one-on-one. Analytics got these, kids thinking, shoot the three. Steph Curry helped with that, of course, too. People just don't got to understand. Everybody can't do it. Get back to you're starting to see it in the league. Big men, get the ball to the big men. Let them kick it out, shoot the ball, play defense. It's coming back. It's starting to come back. But the United States is getting to the point. Like I said, these kids. I'm gonna wrap it up. These kids in Europe, Slovenia, wherever. They're turning professional at 13 years old. We're over here, eating bonbons and playing.
That's how Ricky Rubio was
and everything else, right? We over here playing AAU, what I call friendly ball, or the worst ball ever, in my opinion.
Just pickle. It's really pickle games.
It's you know what it is over here. I don't gotta explain, but I'm not shocked.
All right, because even when we do 7-on-7 flag, most of them kids know each other. They know who's who and what, and it's all about money. They know they making bukus of money off of AAU and everything. But it's just sad. Like, do you think they'll learn from Tim Duncan? Tim Duncan, what they used to call him?
Big fundamental. Come
on now. You think these kids will live and learn, but now Tim Duncan's boring. Nobody want to play like that. Hey, it wins championships. I'd rather be boring and win championships than be flashy and just be like, oh, he's overrated. He never gonna win a championship. All that kind of talk. So I thought it was very funny they lost to Germany and everybody trying to back up Noah Lyles, but it is what it is. So we coming close to a closing. I have the highlight of the week. Hold on. Before I show the highlight of the week, I saw this clip on IG. I thought it was pretty funny. I want y'all to check it out. Y'all probably already seen it before.
I gotta see it.
Oh, they can give you contents. All right, this is commentator. He making fun of he doing his impersonation of Shannon Sharp. So here it is.
Beverly. Skip, I'm gonna tell you something. That was uncalled for what Patrick Beverly did to me at the Lakeland game. I'm gonna tell you something, Skip. I'm a Hall of Famer, Skip. I'm a Hall of Famer, Skip.
Shannon, what can the Bulls do right now?
The Bulls won. I'm a Bull fan. Forget LeBron fan. I'm a Bull fan, Skip. I'm sorry, Skip. I'm sorry.
Why did he sound like a little bit of Bill Cosby too at the end? Oh man, I thought it was pretty hilarious. Now here's the highlight of the week. Here's the highlight. First NFL game. How about that?
Mahomes throws the cross, is intercepted on the deflection. Brian Branch, the rookie, ties the game with his first NFL touchdown.
Momentum shift.
They told Kadarius Toney to get out. Don't come back. Leave now.
I'm surprised they didn't cut him.
I mean, they don't have no receiver. Sky Moore. Man, the analysts was talking about Sky Moore like, oh man, he gonna have his breakout game. Is Sky Moore gonna do this and that? How many catches he had? With 2?
I thought he had 0.
He might have caught 1. I'm glad I didn't start him last night.
I did. Well, I didn't start him in fantasy. I kind of did underdog card on him.
Yeah,
that was very underwhelming.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that earlier when we were talking about the Chiefs and Lions, because they had the potential to step up without Travis Kelce, and the young receivers really didn't make any separation playing against the defensive backs. Sky Moore really did nothing to little than, like we just saw in the highlight. Kadarius Toney cost his team a pick six, a momentum changer. Mm-hmm. Then they got the ball back late in the game, and he dropped the ball to potentially go ahead for a game-winning field goal.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Rice had 3 catches and a touchdown.
The Lions played shell coverage the whole game, played zone, kept everything in front of them. And Mahomes did right by going, hitting everything underneath Tony coming across the field. They just couldn't make the plays. I mean, it was there for the taking. But it just goes to show you that the young kids, in their wideout group, they aren't ready for that kind of moment. Kelce is needed. Well, and maybe a vet to go out there. Maybe they may need to trade for somebody.
Yeah, MVS, he showed flashes then. He was kind of quiet. Yeah. Maybe and the whole time we were talking about D-Hop was available. The Chiefs need called D-Hop. D-Hop said that 14s called him, but he called 14s, but these 14s didn't want him. So the Chiefs should have called D-Hop. And then the whole Mike Evans situation, they could trade for Mike Evans. I don't know how much they can afford. Or Godwin. So I think Mike Evans would definitely change up their offense in a huge way.
Most definitely.
So that's crazy for the Chiefs, man. I never thought the receivers come out and play like that, especially on a team like that. All right, so we are brought to you by Bet Us. It's a sports book. We got your game. Place your bets through them. You can change. Well, you can change the over and under. Can't you, Flowers? With Bet
Yes,
Us.
the point total. You can change
the point spread,
the point total, and the point spread as far as you picking your teams.
Right. So it's a great sports book to use. Use our code. I'm having it on our IG page. Use our code when you sign up. We got your game. Time to win some money this year. And we also brought to you by Sharps. Oh, here it is.
Sports bettors, you need to download Sharps, the better social network. With Sharps mobile app, you can tailor your friends' bets with one click. See a bet you like? Just click the whale tail icon and boom, it will open in your corresponding sportsbook. Sharp securely connects to major sportsbooks like FanDuel, MGM, Caesars, and more, so you can not only track your bets, but share your bets in creative ways. So gather the gens, download Sharps for free, and join our fast-growing sports betting community.
Yes, indeed. Sharps is the bettors network. It's like Facebook. It's a community for bettors to, talk about their bets, to get ideas from each other, to compare notes. So use that app, man. It's a great tool. It helped me out a lot when I place my bets to give me an idea of what people are roughly thinking about. And, you know, sometimes it helped me choose to pick a different way, you know, instead of going with them like, I'll go somewhere else, you know, I'm not feeling it. So, and it shows your winning percentage. So if a guy hitting like 40% of his bets, yeah, you probably want to listen to that dude and see what he's doing. So it helps you out a lot. And also connect your social media accounts like Instagram. I think it does Facebook too.
Mm-hmm.
So I use Sharp every time I place a bet just to like confirm what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling sometimes. Use the promo code VOFS323. It lets the guys from Sharp know you came from our side of town. And it just shows them that, you know, y'all showing us love too. So please check out Sharps, the Bettors Network. Thomas, where can people find your podcast?
You can find us on platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts of On the Hop 08.
All right. You can send me the links and I'll post it in the show notes. That way people can check it out. And you know, give you a listen, give you a follow on your social media page, man. You know, you brought it tonight. Yes, you brought it tonight.
Appreciate that.
Very informative.
Man.
You know, you knew what you're talking about. I might have to kick RC off the show. No, I'm just playing.
We gotta get you on RC, most definitely.
Yeah, RC. But yeah, I want to hear y'all talk about the Cowboys and the 49ers. That'll be a great listen.
Yeah, he'll probably give it to me, but
so man, thank you again for coming on. We gotta do this again. Like I said, when I get the whole crew back together, I'll bring you back on. We talk some more football and basketball. So thank y'all for tuning into the show, and we'll be back Tuesday. And again, don't forget about fan posts. I'll be posting on my social media sites. So send y'all questions to ask on the show. Or like I said, y'all can come on the show and ask us personally. So we'll see y'all then. We are out of here.
Peace.
Hey, Tom, man, thank you, man, for coming on the show.
yeah, thank you.